Hi. Okay, so good evening, everyone. Today we have yet another live session with Miss Rashi Ahuja, who's the founder of Habitude Studio. And I'm just waiting for her to send me a request so that I can add her. Hello.
Hi Rahat, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? I think there's some connection issue. Your voice is really
Yes.
breaking.
Can you hear can you hear me now?
Um, no.
Just give me a second. Just give me a second, please.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Is it any better, Rahat?
No, your video is freezing actually.
How about now? I just switched the Wi-Fi. Is that
Now
fine?
it's better. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, perfect. So thank you so
Okay.
much for having me
So
over today.
thank you,
Hmm.
thank you for coming online and helping us
So,
understand about. Okay, so we're talking about self love today. So
hmm.
first of all, I want to ask you that please tell us about who you are and your page, Happitude Studio.
Okay. So I am Rashi Ahuja. I'm a psychologist by profession. I specialize in counseling psychology, and I'm a clinical hypnotherapy trainer and practitioner. And I'm affiliated with multiple hospitals as well as multiple organizations, which are, healthcare as well as not non-healthcare organizations. I'm also a consultant psychologist with the Indian Air Force. And talking about Happitude Studio is my own studio, which I founded about actively the counseling division of it started about a year back. And I was under Happitude's name, I was practicing some amount of trainings for the aspiring psychologists and aspiring hypnotherapists. So it was last year I started the counseling division of it. And just to give you a little background about what Happitude is and how I chose the name Happitude is because I think my personal as well as professional experience, all I've understood through the time is something that I think one thing that solves all purposes, all problems, is having the correct attitude.
Yes.
And what better than having a happy attitude, right? Because if you see, I truly am a true believer of the fact that all your problems lie within you and all the solutions lie within you. So, and if you have the correct attitude, if you do have the correct attitude or the happy attitude to look at some things in a positive direction, there's nothing that can stop you from being happy. So that's how I coined the uh, term happitude for my
That's
studio.
wonderful.
Yes,
Okay,
thank you.
so talking about self love, I'll ask you a few basic questions. So,
Hmm.
first is what is self love and what does it mean to love oneself?
Hmm. Okay, so I think let me ask you this question first. What does self-love mean to you? Let's because
Okay,
I would like to have this conversation, live to just to make it a little more interesting. I would like to have it in the form of a conversation versus just having like like a lecture format. So you tell me, what do you think? What
I
is
think
self-love?
self love to me means um, not judging yourself,
Hmm.
being compassionate towards yourself no matter what, supporting yourself, nurturing yourself. I think that is what self love means to me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Self-love, if you go by the actual definition of it, self-love is just simply loving yourself.
Yeah.
And It is just loving yourself unconditionally, no matter what you do, how you do, and it is just probably it is just giving yourself the positive encouragement, the positive motivation at all times,
Yeah.
and that is what self-love comes under. That
Okay.
is the basic definition.
Yes. Okay.
Hmm.
So, do you think there's a difference between self-love and self-compassion?
Yes and no, both. Because, see, self compassion would be something similar to having, something like an empathy for yourself. See, compassion is basically kindness, dealing with somebody with kindness, warmth, and love,
Yeah.
right? Love as, and I mean, being nice, simply to say that. So, what happens when we talk about self compassion? We mean that when we are going through difficult times, when, we all go through difficult times. I mean, there's nobody who hasn't gone through a difficult time. So, when we go through difficult times, we look at these, where we don't become harsh on ourselves.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, I think one thing that I've seen very consistently with people is that when they do well, everything's good. But the moment we start doing bad, let's say we fail an exam, or let's say you put on some weight, or you have a breakup, or anything on those lines, anything negative that happens to you, you start judging yourself. One thing that constantly comes is I'm not good enough. So,
Yeah.
self compassion here would be to deal with ourselves in such situations in a kind and gentle manner, where it could be something like, okay, if something wrong has happened, it's okay. I'm not at fault. If I failed an exam, it's okay. I'm a smart person. I will do much better next time. So, it is basically treating yourself like you would treat your best friend.
Yeah.
Simply to put, if your best friend comes and tells you that this is what I'm going through, so how would you won't be mean and say, oh no, you don't, you deserve this, you're not good enough,
True.
right? You would be, it's okay. Uh, this too shall pass. So that would come under self compassion. Now, self love is a broader term and a deeper term, where self love comes under more about having a deeper view of yourself. So, while self compassion, we can use the term for certain situations when problematic situations occur and how we deal with those. Self love would be a more broader term, which would happen where things in general are, let's say, when we are seeing things positively in general, and we are constantly motivating ourselves, and we are constantly rewarding ourselves, that would come under self love. So and accepting, sorry, the most important point which I missed out is self love also covers more of acceptance of who you are.
Yeah.
So a lot of times we don't accept who we are. We don't accept, we're constantly complaining about who we are. We're constantly complaining about, oh, my hair looks doesn't look nice. My complexion doesn't look nice. I wish I had bigger eyes. I wish I had a nose that looked different. So that is just a way to say that yes, you're not happy with who you are.
Hmm.
Right? A self-love version of this would be to completely accept yourself as who you are, and to be more forgiving and along with that kind. So, yes, both are very similar yet different.
Okay. Yeah. That's very well explained. Um, Also, why do you think is it difficult for most of us to love ourselves?
I think a large amount of this I would like to owe to the way we've been brought up and the way the society functions. And when I say brought up, because it's so natural that I hear from so many people where if anything good is happening, it is just a luck factor. Whereas something bad is happening, it is because you did not put in much effort.
Yeah.
So there are so many people who function in that ways. And I think negative thoughts are something that comes very naturally to all of us.
True.
And that's what we call something. That's why, we talk of NATs, which is negative automatic thoughts. We never talk of PATs, which is positive automatic thoughts, because it's like a little joke that, positive thoughts don't come automatically. Positive thoughts have to take some time. and they have to take effort to bring up. Yet, why is it difficult to answer to your question? Why is it difficult? Multiple reasons. One is definitely the cultural factors, where we're constantly told that if something is going wrong, it could be our mistake, and that's why things are going wrong. B, it is the easiest to blame ourselves. We are the easiest target. I mean, I love to do this exercise with a lot of people who come to me, and someone comes and says that I don't like myself, or anything in those ways, or I see some signs of low self-love. The first thing I tell them is, the way you talk to yourself, or the things you say to yourself, would you even say to your neighbor? So, so even an acquaintance on the road, or a stranger or a neighbor, we don't talk in such harsh manners. But when we do that with ourselves, there's no one to stop us. There's no fear. All right. So we're like the easy targets. And
Yes.
hence we keep subjecting ourselves to uh, you know, uh, the same sense of negative thoughts, negative feelings again and over again. And there's a lot of self blame, which is why self love doesn't come out very easily.
Yes.
And also because again a cultural factor, a lot of times self love is also confused with narcissism or selfishness. Narcissism is a more technical term, is a more the more disease oriented term, so I won't use that. I would say it's more in terms of selfish. So a lot of times, for instance, if I tell somebody that you need to have self-love, or you need to do something for yourself, the first question that I say is, but isn't that selfish? So yes, there is a difference between self-love and being selfish. Loving yourself does not mean that you're being selfish.
True.
So does that answer your question, that why
Yes,
we
it
don't love
does.
ourselves? Okay.
Yes, for sure. So what impact does not loving ourselves have on our mental health?
I think not only mental health, everywhere. If we don't love ourselves, we don't put in our best effort at work, at school, at our studies, at our relationships, in all areas of life. And as a result, we keep entering into a vicious cycle, which is the negative vicious cycle, where we keep going round and round about how things are not good for us, and how we are in a how we're not good enough. So as a result, there's something called TFAs that we study in psychology, which is the thought, feeling, action cycle. And in that, what we do is that there is a thought which leads to a feeling, which leads to an action. So in how lack of self-love impacts us. So let's say if it's a thought, if it's even a basic thought that I'm not good enough, it will lead you to feel bad about yourself. It will put your motivation down, and as a result, even if you want to do something, you are unable to do that. A lot
Yes.
of times we don't even attempt it because we have a standard thing that I won't be able to achieve it.
Yes, we're always
And if
doubting ourselves.
absolutely, there are so many times people don't even appear for certain things, like let's say even if talking about colleges, there are so many times most people don't even apply to, let's say, the Ivy League, or your IITs, IIMs, and colleges like the A League colleges, because they have that constant fear that हमसे तो हो ही नहीं पाएगा, हम कर ही नहीं सकते. So when you don't try, so a lot of times, a lot of battles are lost because we don't even try. So it's not only the mental health. Yes, mental health is the very, very large portion of it. But even if we see in all walks of our life, in every area, we keep having these little impact. And starts with little impact, eventually becomes bigger. And talking of mental health, obviously, when we talk of low self-love, it welcomes all your depression, anxiety, stress, all of those, all your mental health disorders you may make yourself prone to. And not only mental health disorders, also physical disorders.
True.
There are multiple studies which say that, even when you talk of healthcare, let's say the physical healthcare, there are umpteen number of studies which say that if people want to get better, or if they have a higher motivation to live, they respond very well to treatment.
Yeah.
I mean, why is that Yuvraj Singh could get cancer, get back to the and get himself treated and get back to the field, versus a lot of others who the first time they hit their first chemo are not able to sustain that, are not able to even face that because they're so scared about, or they're very they almost lose hope, and it is all a result of low self-love.
Yeah. And do you think that these affirmations really work? Like most, I've heard many people say that stand in front of the mirror and tell yourself that you're worthy, you're beautiful, or stick those sticky notes, right? That you are worthy, you're beautiful, you are loved, and everything. So, do you think that really works?
Well, if I see in my experience, yes, it really works. I feel so because I'll tell you the reason behind it also. There is a full logical reason behind it. So it's not just that you stand in front of the mirror. So there's a correct way to do everything. So even this mirror exercise and the affirmation exercise you're talking about, it is you first telling yourself. So when you stand in front of the mirror, the first thing that you need to do is not just go in front of the mirror and say, "Oh, I'm worthy, I'm good enough." But it's important for you to establish an eye contact with yourself,
Yeah.
to get one with the person in the mirror and who you are, to sort of build that connect. And once you build that connect, then you share about, yes, I am worthy. So when you start saying that, you start believing that eventually. And when we keep repeating something over and over again, it tends to enter a subconscious mind.
Yes.
So let's say if you're posting your sticky notes everywhere, the reason people say put sticky notes, put this, so that they act as reminders. Let's say if you're having a bad day and if you've not sometimes it just happens, it's very mystic that when sometimes you're having a bad day and suddenly some message pops up, or some newspaper or slogan you read or something you read that says that it's this day shall pass too,
Yes.
or after every winter there's summer, or after every dead night there is a morning sun that arrives. So when you see such things, when you're having a bad day, you automatically something in you lifts those spirits up.
Yes.
So hence those things are very important. And lastly, yes, it's very important, you need to fake it till you make it.
True.
So when you
And
keep telling yourself,
no, sorry, continue.
no, it's okay, go on.
Okay, so what do you think can actually bring us to love ourselves? It's really tough.
It is.
It's the
It
toughest thing,
is.
I think.
It is. I think I completely agree with you, Anahad. And the day people start accepting that they need to love themselves, and they actually start taking steps towards loving themselves, we'll automatically see some beautiful changes to happen in life. One basic way is, I think the first thing I would like to recommend here is, first thing you do is please think about how would you like your partner to treat you? How would you like your friends to treat you? How would you like your parents to treat you? Please make a list of those things and then see that are you treating yourself the same way. So treat yourself the way you expect others to treat you. So that is the first step. Yeah. The next step is, of course, take some time out for yourself every day. Me time is extremely, extremely important. I see so many people, I would say rather 99% people who come, I think they all have similar, whether be it in school, college, work, or even homemakers for that matter. They all have such tight routines, such busy schedules where they just say, we wake up, we start work, and then we sleep off. So there's no time when you slow down. So we just treat ourselves like machines. But we need to understand that even a machine needs rest. Even a machine needs some care, whether it's your car, whether it's your washing machine, whether it's your dishwasher, whether it's any appliance in your home, it needs an annual maintenance. And just like everything needs an annual maintenance, you also need your maintenance on a daily basis. So take that time out, take about 10, 15, 20 minutes out also every day from your schedule Think about, how your day went. Think about, just spend that time with yourself. No gadgets around, nothing, just with you and yourself. That's it. That is going to give you some reflective time to think about what is happening, to think about how you responded to certain situations, to see your behavior, your patterns, which will also lead to a higher acceptance between yourself as well as your environment. So that is another thing. Thirdly, I think a healthy mind rests in a physical healthy body. So physical exercise is very important. Any form, be it, it's not just to lose weight, it's just any form of exercise, because all exercises, whenever we are moving our bodies, it leads to releasing of endorphins, which are the happy hormones. So whether it is walking for you, whether it's running, whether it's Zumba, aerobics, kickboxing, whatever it is, do that. It will make you feel, it will release those happy hormones. That's another form. And also, of course, when we work out, our skin glows, we feel
Yeah.
happy, and it's in general, it's a good feeling. So that's also something that is important. Another thing that's important is some amount of mindfulness or groundedness, which is where I would say sometime, maybe 5 to 7 minutes in the day, just spend some time maybe doing some sort of form of deep breathing or some form of meditation. These things also really help. Another thing is grounding. What I was mentioning was grounding or some form of spiritual connect. Now, spiritual connect may not necessarily be some god that you believe in or any particular god. It could be any person that you believe in or any higher power,
Yeah.
where you literally bow down yourself for something that you, just for the day that you had, for something you achieved, for something. So what happens is that's a very good grounding exercise. It gives us that form where that it tells us that what we've achieved is with our effort. It tells us that there are also people who are better than us, who are bigger than us, and people who are lesser than us. So
Yeah.
grounding, some form of spiritual connect, and also they act as anchors. Any god, spiritual body, or any human god, if someone follows in, also acts like an anchor, which is important. Another thing that I think which is also extremely important is to have some amount of a good social support network.
Yes.
So that also helps us. So though I'm not saying rely on others for your self-love, but if we have a good, strong network, it will always help us to feel happy and good. Yeah. And lastly, forgiveness. Please forgive yourself for everything. I see people who hold grudges against themselves for something they did so many years back, or hold grudges against people. And I really feel that, I know it's easier said than done, but we need to start the journey of forgiveness for with others and ourselves too. Others we still sometimes end up forgiving, but there's always a task to forgive ourselves. So that is something which is extremely important to see. So yes, these are, I think, some important points. If we start practicing these things on a daily basis, we'll automatically start building that love for ourselves and some acknowledgement and some rewards for ourselves when we do something good. So like when you get a good result in your exams, or when you do well, or you crack something that you wanted to achieve for a long time, please reward yourself. Get yourself that your favorite ice cream or chocolate, or go for a movie, whatever is that you aspire or you like. So please, if you get that, enjoy that also.
True. Thank you so much for coming online.
You're
And
welcome.
you've really explained things very well and, broadened our perspective towards self-love. Thank you so much.
I'm glad.
So, do we
Thank
have
you.
any
Thank
questions? I think we don't have any questions. Okay,
Yes.
so Anushka Khanna says that isn't that a kind of reconditioning to build that connect with our own self? Okay, to stick those sticky notes. Yes, I think.
Sorry, I didn't get that question.
Isn't that a
I'm
kind of
trying to read it actually. I can't. able to read it, the question. Yeah, go on. I think you can read and tell
Isn't
me.
that a kind of reconditioning to build that connect with our own self?
Yes, absolutely it is. That's a reconditioning, and it's also as I was mentioning, that it is letting something enter our subconscious mind to start believing in something, and only when we keep going over it again and again, which is what is conditioning, learning, right? And when we keep going over it again and again, we get to believe that eventually. The mind gets to believe that. The mind starts to believe that. So yes, it is a kind of conditioning.
Okay. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Thank
I'll
you.
end the live here.
Sure. Take care. Thank you.
Take
Bye-bye.
care. Bye.
Bye.